But in reality, it was just because I just wanted Wolverine claws. Dude, I remember praying so hard for that. I literally did that for a month, and I legit thought that, like, it could happen. It really could. I don't know. I was a fucking...
I remember when I was a kid, when I would take a shower, I would be like, God, if you let me shoot a Kamehameha wave, and so I would
I'll believe in you forever.
Yeah, literally.
That's literally what I said. I was like, God, if you give me Wolverine claws, I will believe in you forever. That's so stupid. Man, yeah. Or like when something bad happens, you ever been like, hate God?
No.
But then when something good happens, you're like, I love you, God. You're so good to me.
No, I remember I would have bad stomach aches as a kid just because I ate like shit. And when they would get on the unpleasant side, I would just like sit in the toilet. I would take my shirt off and be like, God, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll
be better.
Back and forth, you're sweating. Like,
I'll be better. I'm sorry.
I've been there.
Been there plenty of times.
Did you understand the story that Noah was telling about his Wolverine claws? I forgot to tell you. There's a green... Oh, I must throw. There's a green man in there, Leo.
And he's using
Dark clouds.
in Minecraft.
Evil specters in Minecraft.
He's literally brown.
He's green.
He's brown.
He's like Shrek green.
He's like alabaster brown.
Alabaster.
Wow.
This is green.
Alabaster
This is
brown.
Greenendorf, the leader. Though he swears, I'm sure he is not sincere. The dark clouds that covered Hyrule in my dream, they must symbolize that man. What happened?
Did you ever notice Ganondorf grew his hair out long in
Yes.
the future? I didn't realize that until a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah,
It's almost like hair grows.
in a sense, but I'm skeptical. I'm not convinced yet.
I see. Understood. What Ganondorf is after must be nothing less than the triangle. He must have come to Hyrule to obtain it.
And he wants to compare.
And I need
Hyrule.
your credit card number. Now we are the only ones who can save Hyrule. Please. No. Hey. No.
I feel bad now. She throws up.
Why did that make me feel bad?
Yeah.
Please, okay.
Aw.
Like when you like have the pointers like pointing at no, she's like, please. She does that thing John Tron does. Dude, I like this Impa, but I really like Skyward Sword Impa a lot more.
Yeah.
Skyward Sword Impa is literally fucking perfect. I'm not even kidding. Like that's like the perfect Impa
It's like, in what sense?
design and just like Well, I mean,
Characters?
personalities are always kind of the same, but I think hers is the way cooler.
I liked it when she was like, you were too late to save Zelda, and then she was
Yeah.
like, do my words sting? Let them. I'm like, god damn.
Would you let her spit on your stretch marks?
Does her saliva have healing properties?
No, I just think it'd be really funny. Like, I mean, I just think it'd be really cool. I mean,
I want Skyward Sword Zelda to eat my arm hair.
God, I wish you'd eat my beard hair. Memorize the song, Leo.
Consume my fall.
It's not like the song's been ingrained in our hearts forever.
Consume my follicles.
Consume. Ugh. That's like the worst part. The best part is the. Oh. I love Zelda.
Did you ever have lice as a kid?
I did at one point.
Really?
Yeah, but then I found that they're actually good snacks.
Alright, this has been Game Grumps.
That's disgusting. Do you remember when the first time? Okay, what was the second time you played Zelda?
What?
No. Sorry. The second Zelda you ever played. What was the second?
My first Zelda game was Wind Waker.
Really?
Yeah. And then my second Zelda game was Twilight Princess. And my brother wanted to rent it from... We rented it from the... No, never mind. He wanted to rent it from Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
But he had already rented another game, and he wanted me to use my credit to rent Twilight Princess, and I was like, no. And I rented Naruto... I rented, like, Naruto Clash of Ninja 2. And then we had to wait for, like, the next month to rent Twilight Princess. It was pretty funny. And I felt stupid because...
Renting games nowadays seems like such a weird concept. Like, back then it was kind of neat. Because, like, that's how I first played Majora's Mask.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had Ocarina of Time. It was a hand-me-down from my dad. And I saw Majora's Mask in, like, a video store. And I was like, what is this game? Like, I never heard about it. And I looked at the back of it. And I'm like, it's Ocarina. What? And in my head, I clicked, like, this is a sequel. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I gotta play it. And I did. I played it for like 20 minutes and I was stuck.
Yeah.
Like, that game is fucking... It's not hard, but it's...
You need a guide to play it. I don't understand how you would get through it without a guide.
This is probably my favorite code. Well, is this my favorite Kakariko? What about you, Leo?
I think this is.
Because I really, really like Windfall Island. I think I just like Windfall
Is that
Island.
Kakariko?
Yeah, it's the Kakariko.
Yeah, because it has a windmill.
in the song, because it's like... Da, 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 da,
yeah, and it has a windmill. And
yeah.
Yeah. I guess so.
I mean, it's not... It is It's the
it's like
Kakariko.
Yeah, it's like
game.
a reincarnation, kind of. Oh.
Even the town's reincarnated.
I mean, yeah. If you think about it in an archetypal sense, man.
Maybe that's what the curse of demise was, is that this world's just going to keep starting over and over in many different ways.
Isn't that like life itself? History repeats.
Is there another Noah? I don't think
I mean, there's always going to be...
There's always
I
gonna
mean,
be
you're an
hamburgers.
artist. You're an
There's always gonna be
artist. There's always going to be artists in the world. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like you're like the reincarnation of the spirit of the artist, in a sense.
So, in theory, if there was like, if you just wiped out humanity and let it re-evolve again to the same point exactly right now, do you think someone would have come up with something that's pretty much equal to Zelda?
Yeah?
Do you think the odds of that would be the same, or do you think it would be that it wasn't Zelda, it wasn't a Zelda formula, it was something else that got really popular? I don't know.
I mean, the idea of a game series that's an adventure-based RPG where it's a kid who like fights evil. I mean, I think
That's like a
like
lot of them.
yeah, that's why it's always
when you say
going.
that, I could say Earthbound.
Yeah, it's always going to be around.
I could say Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's the hero's journey kind of shit. Like, or I don't know.
Exactly.
Not necessarily. It's young person goes on a big adventure for adults.
Like it's
That's
the
deal.
oldest story that we know is a kid who leaves his hometown, slays a dragon, and then like reaps the reward.
Do you think that concept in a way is a template that will always be repeated throughout time, no matter how many times you try to change it? It's almost as if it's like water. It'll always rest to its resting point, to a still. It'll always come to that point that there will always be Zelda.
There will always be hero stories, I think so. I mean, there's hero stories in every single culture.
Yeah. I mean, in every culture, every single one has an interpretation of the stories of the Bible. So
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
God's like, we'll leave you to decide. Subscribe to the Bible.
God, what would God's gaming channel be?
Jesus, let's play.
Jesus plays. He's like, hey, I'm Jesus, and I'm not so Jesus, and And I'm Jesus.
Shit.
Fucking, why'd you do that? I invited you over here to play Ocarina of Time and so on, and you do this?
And so on and so forth.
What the bleepity bleep are you talking about?
I have no clue what the heck, what the blankety bleep is going on here.